morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to It's All Knee. Today's video is going to be unlike any video I've ever released here on my channel, as I make a very important announcement in regards to my health and the continuation of the channel for the foreseeable future and what that looks like. As I'm sure you've seen, according to the title of this video, I was recently diagnosed with colorectal cancer. I have two cancerous tumors, one in the upper sigmoid region of my colon and one at the base of my rectum. Basically, earlier in 2024, basically it was March, the beginning of March, I started to have some intense pain in my lower GI tract. Basically, every time I had a bowel movement, I was in a lot of pain. I had abdominal cramping every single day, multiple times a day. There were times where I was curled up in a ball on the floor because I was in so much pain. And I honestly thought it was because of doing a parasite cleanse at the beginning of last year. And I thought that it gave me irritable bowel syndrome. So I was doing everything in my power to bump up the healthy bacteria, the healthy flora in my gut to try to counteract that. No matter what I did, nothing helped. And if it did help, it was very, very temporary. So I went through all sorts of different trial periods with supplementations and holistic approaches, and it just never got me where I needed to go. So in September, I noticed that my symptoms started to grow in severity, and I was in pain pretty much constantly, where before that, it was basically about half the day I was in extreme abdominal discomfort. Then it would pass and the evenings were pretty okay. Mid-September, I was in pain all day, every day, round the clock. And it became extremely hard to ignore. Now, along with the abdominal cramping, I started to get heavy burning and heavy pain in my bladder region. So I was thinking, okay, urinary tract infection, prostatitis, these sorts of things. So I went to a family doctor and they immediately said, oh yeah, IBS, oh yeah, prostatitis, we're gonna get you on antibiotics, get you on a low residue diet, and that should take care of it. It did not. It didn't even touch it. And the antibiotic helped the bladder pain for a short amount of time, but then once I finished the antibiotics, all the pain and discomfort came rushing back. So I decided to seek other opinions, and right after Thanksgiving of 2024, my lower right side got so painful that I couldn't even stand up straight. I could barely crawl out of bed, and I just bawled my eyes out because I was in so much pain. So we kind of worked through the rest of that Thanksgiving weekend the best we could, hoping that it would get better, thinking like, well, if this is an appendicitis, like it's not matching up with all of those symptoms. And so we weren't rushing to the emergency room. Well, I woke up the next day and I could barely walk. And so we're like, okay, time to go to urgent care. Urgent care got some things going much quicker than the previous doctor that I had seen. And we got a colonoscopy scheduled. We had blood tests run. We had x-rays done. We had some medications for the abdominal cramping. The medication did nothing. The x-ray showed nothing. My vitals came back perfect. No elevations of any kind. So we're just like, what is going on? Well, we got we did a CT scan and they found abnormalities on my liver and in my colon. So then they bumped up my colonoscopy. It was scheduled for January 26th of 25. They bumped it up within a couple days of that appointment. So got me in significantly sooner, went in for the colonoscopy, and that's where they found the two cancerous tumors. And I was immediately met with very dire circumstances. I was told that I was going to have a colostomy bag installed. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with that, basically they take a piece of my intestine, they pull it outside of my body, and all bowel movements will then exit into a bag that you wear either on your belly, on your hip. They said that in the midst of me having the colostomy bag installed, that would be used to rest the tumors and not further aggravate them. But that would also mean that I would never be able to live a normal life again, in the sense, this is what they told me, that I would not be able to hold my son again, that I would not be able to lift weights again, that my life could look very differently. They weren't saying that this was 100% guarantee, but of course they had to hit every single possibility. And so we were in full preparation mode just a week before Christmas to prepare for my life to completely change. And we were, as you guys know, we are avid believers in Jesus Christ here on It's Only, and avid believers in prayer, and that we know that we serve a God of miracles. God healed my mom of cancer in 2016, and we knew that he could do the same for me. And when we had the biopsy taken of my tumors, sent to the clinic, and then we talked with my cancer doctor about a week after all of that, she came in with a smile on her face and she said, "You have an extremely rare form of cancer that is extremely responsive to what is known as immunotherapy," which is where they use the immune system to fight these diseases. They use medication that bolsters the immune system to go after these anomalies and destroy them. So what that meant was no colostomy bag installation surgery, no chemotherapy, no radiation. And for any of you who are familiar, even the slightest, with what chemotherapy and radiation does to the human body, it is atrocious. Yes, don't get me wrong, it is life-saving and can help so many people, but it is also an extremely harmful treatment, and it basically kills your entire immune system, kills the cells in your body, killing the cancer, and then you have to work to rebuild all of those things. So not only was I preparing for a colostomy bag, but I was preparing for chemo and radiation as well to follow after. And by the grace of God and through prayer and believing that he was going to take my diagnosis and change it, he did that in a matter of days. A matter of days, I went from those dire circumstances to now, hey, your tumors are extremely sensitive and responsive to immunotherapy, and the immunotherapy drug that they are putting me through has 100% efficacy rate, in the sense that every single person that has been treated using this immunotherapy medication has come out cancer-free. Let that sink in. Every single test subject with this immunotherapy medication was announced cancer-free. That is unreal. So I went from chemotherapy, radiation, and a colostomy bag, and my life never looking the same, to my diagnosis being changed to, hey, this medication that we're going to put you on through immunotherapy has 100% efficacy rate and will absolutely get rid of your cancer. Wow. If that is not God, I don't know what it is, because I hadn't been treated for anything up until that point. Nothing. I hadn't taken any medication. I hadn't done anything differently. Everything changed because of prayer. Everything changed because of the grace of God on my life, on my body, on my circumstances. So now, where are we in all of this? Yesterday, I had my second immunotherapy infusion. I get those every 3 weeks for 4 treatments. After that, if necessary, we bump out to every 42 days. And we're not exactly sure how long that would be necessary. 6 months, maybe 2 years. We have no idea. All we know is that my body will respond to these infusions by bolstering my immune system, which can also mean that the immune system will go after things that it's not necessarily intended to go after. So we are constantly keeping track of my vitals, constantly taking blood tests and blood labs, just to make sure that all my vitals are staying the way that they should be, not elevating, not dropping, just to make sure that my health is staying where it needs to be while we are attacking this cancer head on. So what does that mean for the channel? Well, usually in January, I do my year in review montage. I still really want to do that, and I hope to get that out. That's one thing that I absolutely love doing for the channel. As I've said it so many times, it's my digital scrapbook. So I really hope that I can get that done. If not, it may still happen later in the year when I'm more able to tackle those video projects. With that also in mind, I have several videos from last year that I didn't get a chance to edit because of the circumstances that elevated so quickly. I have a video from our vacation to Arkansas back in November. It could potentially be the longest video I ever release. It is such a fun video, so much exploring, hiking, storms, flooding, just crazy stuff. It was an incredible trip, and I'm so excited to show it to you guys. I just don't know when that's going to be able to be released because I don't know when I'm going to feel up to editing. I also have another Halloween video that I'm going to release. Just again, haven't had a chance to edit it because of my circumstances. So this video is obviously not my usual format. It's not going to have all the bells and whistles that you're used to. And videos moving forward, if I give you guys updates here on YouTube, will most likely be in this format because it's just the easiest format to do. Film it on my iPhone, throw it up on YouTube so you guys can, stay up to date on everything. Now, with that in mind, if you would like to get more updates without having to worry about, hey, am I going to upload a video about this or not? Feel free to follow me on Facebook. If you search Jesse Mac ALNE, you will find me on Facebook. That's Jesse Mac Alney. Search that on Facebook. Hit follow. I'm not accepting new friend requests right now, but go ahead and feel free to follow me. And when you hit that follow button on Facebook, you'll be able to get all of my updates. Everything that I put out on my Facebook is public, so you shouldn't have to worry about missing anything. If you are worried about that, you can always, I think you can hit that star, or, there's a way that you can have it to where you always see my updates. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I've been posting some updates on there. Not as often as I do on Facebook, but that is ITS_ALLKNEE. If you look under any of my videos, you will find all of my social media that I use linked on there. My Facebook may not be on there. I can't remember. But again, Facebook is just search for Jesse Mac Alney. Hit that follow button. I'm not accepting new friend requests right now, but you can feel free to follow me. With all of that said, we're feeling optimistic. I'm not fearful at all. Cancer doesn't scare me because the Lord has assured me that my healing is here, my miracle is here, and that we will come out victorious. 2025 is going to be a monumental year for me personally with my health and my wellness, but also for my family, for friends, and so many other people in this world. God is on the move in this country, in this world, healing people, healing circumstances, changing circumstances. And I urge you, if you do not know Jesus, now is the time to know him. If you have questions, comment below. We can talk about it. God is so good. He is so faithful. He is so gracious. And he is with us through every circumstance. You might be saying, why would God allow certain bad circumstances to happen to people? Here's the thing. The things that have already transpired in my life since this diagnosis have been some of the best, most positive changes that I've had in my life. They have helped me grow. They've helped me refocus. I've been revitalized. Yeah. Have I felt gross and terrible physically? 100%. But what that allows me to do is to lean into the everlasting arms of Jesus Christ to provide for my every need. And if I do that, he literally takes care of me, and I worry for nothing. And prayer is so powerful. If you know people in your life that believe in the power of prayer, reach out to them and ask them for prayer. Ask me for prayer. I will pray for anybody. Everybody deserves prayer, and we will blanket you with prayer as I have been blanketed with prayer. If you yourself are dealing with your own medical issue, your own life circumstances that are just really hard to deal with right now, please comment below and let me know that, hey, there's something. You don't have to go into detail. You don't have to share anything. Just say, hey, I need prayer. Life is getting me down right now. Hey, I need prayer. Dealing with my own medical stuff. Hey, I need prayer. End of conversation. Hey, I need prayer. I will pray for you and I will pray with you. And I know other people that would join with me to pray for you as well. All right, I'm going to cut this video off. Thank you guys for always supporting me here on It's All Knee. It's been a crazy fun ride these last almost 6 years, which is insane. And this is just another part of the digital scrapbook, another part of my journey. You guys have been with me through a lot of life changes, and this is just another one of those. And I'm excited for what the Lord is going to do. And this testimony is going to grow. It's going to spread. People are going to hear it. Lives are going to be changed. Hearts are going to be transformed. Illnesses are going to be healed. Lives are going to be changed. In Jesus' name, I claim it and I believe it. I love you guys. As always, remember, it's all knee and no foot, and we will see you soon, cancer-free.